Continuing from the previous episode 245. The soul is exhausted, the soul is broken, the heart is dead, the ghost emperor is born. The mysterious voice also echoed in Xiao Yan's mind, and then disappeared without a trace. Xiao Yan was also surprised immediately, and left a sound transmission in his body and mind. This is not something that ordinary strong people can do. The guardian of this stone tablet, the strength of the 9 souls tablet is also unfathomable. The strength of this 9 soul monument is stronger than you think. Because there are 9 of them in total, and they are specially responsible for suppressing and sealing the powerful ghosts in the ghost world. The Golden Dragon King also said, "Is this 9 soul monument the body of a soul?" Xiao Yan murmured when he heard the voice of his master, the Golden Dragon King. No, this 9 soul steel is a really powerful human being. This steel is a powerful fighting technique they used, and it was specially used to suppress powerful ghosts. Then they were using secret techniques to live in the steel, guarding them. At the same time, it also suppresses and seals ghosts. Once this ghost breaks the seal, it will also take action at that time. The voice of the Golden Dragon King also appeared, and there was some worship in the voice. I see. Xiao Yan shook his head, and then saw that the body of the soul of the woman in white in front of him had also returned to the stone tablet. Obviously, her soul body would not be able to leave for too long. It's just that when the woman in white returned to the steel, Xiao Yan was surprised to find that the originally vague steel became brighter. At the very center of the stone monument, there seems to be a figure standing slowly. Qian Ying stood with her eyes slightly closed, but there were some tears flowing slowly from the edge of her eyes. The soul is exhausted, the soul is broken, the heart is dead, the ghost emperor is born. After a brief doubt, Xiao Yan kept muttering the words left by the 9 soul monument just now. The soul is exhausted and the soul is broken. It should be a symbol that the wish of the woman in white is gone. As for the death of the heart, it should be the woman in white who has fulfilled her last wish, and there is no regret. Xinya 81 Zhang Huiyan Wang Wu. Kai 8.1 ZS. Coem, Ghost Emperor Sheng. When he said this, Xiao Yan's pupils also widened viciously. Immediately, Xiao Yan seemed to know something. Looking at the figure of the woman in white in the stone tablet, on the body of the figure, a very strange ghost energy was constantly emitting from the woman's body, and then constantly covering the woman. On the body, the steel also seemed to have discovered this terrifying ghostly energy, and immediately became red all over. A huge energy also attacked the woman in white, and the 2 forces kept stalemate in the steel. Hey! Xiao Yan also sighed softly. Obviously at this time Xiao Yan also knew that the extremely terrifying ghost energy inside the woman in white was the other half of the twin ghost emperors. Evil Yin. Although Xiao Yan didn't know why the evil Yin existed in the body of the white-clothed woman, what Xiao Yan knew was that the white-clothed woman also put down her resistance at this time, and let the terrifying ghost qi continue to erode her body. Once this kind of erosion is completed, the woman in white will truly become a twin ghost emperor, Xie Yin. This made Xiao Yan on the ground and his master, the Golden Dragon King, startled. The confrontation between the 2 energy beams soaring into the sky could be clearly seen and felt even from a few meters away from the stone tablet. Xiao Yan only felt that an incomparably powerful force was overwhelming him so that he could not move forward at all. In fact, the fiery red energy in the steel is a protective restraint, or a powerful enchantment, which has the effect of blocking the intrusion of all foreign objects. At first, Xiao Yan wanted to use his soul power to explore the secrets of this steel, but who knew that this steel was so mysterious that he could actually take his own soul power and devour the soul power madly, making Xiao Yan not dare to use his soul power to probe. It is a pity that this barrier can be forcibly broken through with fighting spirit. According to Xiao Yan's guess, the strength of this Do Qi can be compared with that of a 6-star Do D powerhouse. Therefore, Xiao Yan also withdrew his soul power and vindictive attack, so as not to do all his work in vain. Xiao Yan's whole body turned milky white light, instantly turning into a golden brilliance, and suddenly took a step forward. I saw Xiao Yan's body shaking uncontrollably. It was obvious that 2 powerful forces were fighting against each other to produce a huge vibration. Xiao Yan's whole body suddenly exploded with golden light, and a force of destruction instantly broke through the barrier. The water waves in the restricted water area in the space fluctuated sharply, and a water column suddenly shot out into the sky, rushing out of the ground river to a height of more than 10 feet. It can be seen how powerful it is. The powerful explosive force not only flushed the water from the forbidden waters in the space out of the river and spread to the ground, but also shattered the steel that was several meters tall. Xiao Yan was also stunned at this time. The hardness of this stone tablet made Xiao Yan feel desperate. Although it was vaguely known from the words of the Nine Souls tablet and his master Jinlong King before, this treasure should exist in this stone tablet, but Xiao Yan was helpless. Not open. I just didn't expect that it would be easily smashed by the Black River water in this forbidden waters. There are some special powers in this Black River, so it also exerts a very serious restraint on the stone tablet, so the stone tablet will be shattered. The Golden Dragon King also said solemnly, and then stared at him. Many rubble were washed out with the Black River water, but a 1-meter-high jade stele appeared where the stele was located. The jade tablet is covered in green, with countless strange and mysterious runes engraved on it. On the very edge of the jade tablet, there are several ancient characters the size of a fist, the tablet of the soul. This jade tablet is full of streamers, and a streamer continuously circulates around the jade tablet, like a hole, very mysterious. Xiao Yan looked at the jade link to tablet www.novelmtl.com and said softly, "Is this the true face of the Soul Requiem tablet?" After Xiao Yan finished speaking, a meteor with terrifying power also appeared in front of Xiao Yan. "Hey, maybe this is life. But this woman is also suffering." A voice of vicissitudes also appeared, followed by an old man who thought he was full of white hair. Xiao Yan has seen Senior. Xiao Yan was also clever at this time, and it was obvious that the white-headed old man in front of him was the mysterious figure in the previous stone tablet, the Nine Souls tablet. Haha, I really didn't expect this woman to have such a thing on her mind. Some people came here before, but they were all killed by her without exception. Should I say you are lucky or lucky? The old man stared at Xiao Yan with a playful look. Hearing this, Xiao Yan was also sweating profusely. Although he knew that this woman in white had the power of the twin ghost emperors, the evil yin, but possessing it and being able to use it were two completely different things. The feeling is that the woman in white has something to ask for herself, otherwise her fate will also be. Xiao Yan's back felt cold when he thought about it carefully. Xie Yin is comparable to a human 6-star Do Emperor or a stronger 7-star Do Emperor. If you deal with it yourself. Okay, you don't need to scare my disciple. Since it can't stop the twin ghost emperors from breaking through the seal, then the treasure here can be taken out, right? The Golden Dragon King also laughed, and then squatted on top of Xiao Yan's head, revealing his eyes. Staring at the Nine Soul Monument with a smile. End of this chapter. Continuing from the previous episode 246. In the end, it's really cheap, you two, master and apprentice. The old man known as the Nine Soul Steel looked at the Golden Dragon King and said quite painfully. Hearing this, Xiao Yan was also overjoyed, his eyes fixed on the Nine Souls monument in front of him. Since the Nine Souls Steel is responsible for suppressing the twin ghost emperors, he must know the treasures in it. It's still you taking advantage of the sky. After all, although this ghost emperor has broken the seal, to a certain extent, you have recovered your own identity, right? You don't want to be cheap and sell well. The Golden Dragon King also said sarcastically. Golden Dragon King, your character hasn't changed at all. Juhun Monument also laughed, not showing any displeasure because of Jinlong's sarcasm. In front of Xiao Yan, as the stone tablet was shattered by the Black River water in the forbidden waters, the woman in white was standing out of thin air, but a huge ghost energy was constantly radiating from the body, and then slowly surrounded woman in white. After Xiao Yan entered the sealed gate, Yueru and Mu Feng stood quietly outside the sealed gate, constantly paying attention to the movement around them. On the one hand, they wanted to see if there was any change in the sealed gate. On the other hand, it was also to wait for Xiao Yan. It's been a long time, why hasn't it healed yet? Yueru also walked around anxiously, obviously very worried about Xiao Yan's safety. It's not an option for you to be in such a hurry. Mu Feng also comforted, but there must be powerful ghosts sealed in the door of the seal. I'm worried about Xiao Yan. I knew I wouldn't let him in. Yueru also seemed to be hesitant to speak. By the way, Mu Feng, can you use that method again to send me in? Yu Ru also bit her lips slightly, then looked at Mu Feng stubbornly. This is horrible. Let's not say that the method I used just now consumes my vindictive aura. In this soul-suppressing well, which is full of ghost chi without a trace of vindictive chi, the vindictive chi in my body has only recovered a little until now. So I can't use it in a short period of time, and even if I can use it, I won't let you in, it's too dangerous. I don't think you will be allowed in even if Xiao Yan is here. Mu Feng also said slowly. Is Xiao Yan entrusted you? Yu Ru also said in disbelief. Well, that's right. I promised him not to say it a long time ago, but I still said it, hey. Mu Feng also sighed faintly. Xiao Yan. Yu Ru's eyes narrowed slightly, not knowing what she was thinking. This soul-suppressing well is really an evil sect. Even his own vindictiveness can't be recovered, so he can only rely on medicinal pills to recover. Mu Feng also complained. After all, the strong Do Di has long been able to continuously absorb the fighting energy between heaven and earth to supplement their own consumption. The effect of this soul-suppressing well will undoubtedly break an arm of the strong Do Di. Yueru also seemed to be hesitant to speak, and then she didn't speak, she just took out the competition token in her hand, and there were only 5 days left on the token. 5 days left. I remember that Uncle Hu said that when there are 4 days left in the competition time, it will be the dark moon in the corpse forest. Mu Feng also changed from the joking just now to a serious expression. Xinya 81 Zhang Weian Wang U. Kai 8.1 ZS. Koem, Yinyu. Yueru was also slightly surprised, apparently it was the first time she heard of this kind of thing, but she only felt what Mu Feng said just now, that the vindictiveness in the soul-suppressing well could not be recovered. Yes, it's the cloudy moon. It is said that there will be some strange phenomena in this corpse forest. When you were on the first and second floors of the infernal corpse forest, I believe you also looked up at the sky in the infernal corpse forest. Mu Feng also said, this corpse forest is surrounded by ghosts all day long, and it is impossible to distinguish between day and night. Yueru also suddenly remembered something and said, right, and this cloudy moon is an extremely rare moon that appears in the shadowy corpse forest. It's just that this moon is different from the usual one. This moon is made up of the ghostly energy in the corpse forest, so the moment the cloudy moon appears, all the ghosts in the corpse forest will increase in strength. Mu Feng also said solemnly, and the vindictive energy in our bodies can't rely on the energy supply in the corpse forest, only through the power of medicinal pills. Before Yueru was surprised, Mu Feng also said, this. At this time, Yueru also realized that the matter of the yin moon was serious, so she couldn't help but become serious. Xiao Yan, you have to hurry up. Otherwise there will be no time. After he finished speaking, he closed his eyes and prayed for Xiao Yan in his heart. This wave is. In a dark cave, Mu Yingying bit her lips slightly, and then stared at the place far away. It's the twin ghost emperors. The heavenly fire sacred flame on the side was also extremely surprised. He was familiar with this terrifying ghost. He was the overlord in the corpse forest back then, but with the invasion of the twin ghost emperors, the heavenly fire sacred tiger was also defeated. Unfortunately, the twin ghost emperors were too powerful, so heavenly fire sacred tiger is also quite afraid. It's just that the twin ghost emperors were sealed separately by the supreme powers within Xuantian 3 days. Otherwise, the heavenly fire sacred tiger would not have today. Little ancestor, let's go. I don't know who broke into the door of the seal that seals the twin ghost emperors. The twin ghost emperors will reappear in this corpse forest soon after the horror. Tianwo Shengu was also afraid. Don't be afraid of the big tiger, I'm here. Mu Yingying also smiled quietly, and then picked up something on a stone platform in front of her with her jade hand. It was a jade pendant with a green body, but I didn't know there was anything mysterious about it, but since it could exist in the depths of the soul-suppressing well, it was definitely not a mortal thing. Link to strange www.novelmtl.com. Why does the person who broke into the door of the seal look a bit like that guy named Xiao Yan? Mu Yingying also bit her lips slightly, she was extremely puzzled. Strange. Why did the contact between me and the Mu family have been cut off? No, this is the way we used to communicate. A fat man was also surprised. Fatty is obviously Fatty Luo Guang, who is known as King Kong's not bad, but there is a woman beside Fatty. It should be eliminated. The woman also said casually. The 3 brothers of the Mu family, Even I am quite apprehensive when they join hands. How could it be? Luo Guang also shook his head. Obviously things would not be so simple. Anyway, be careful. According to the information I got, everyone in the top 10 entered the 3rd floor of the infernal corpse forest. Luo Guang was also alert. I'm not interested in other trash fish. What I'm looking for is Mu Yingying. I want it first. The woman also said casually. Damn it, the 3rd floor of the infernal corpse forest is so weird. Chu Huoniao also said, obviously the 3rd floor of the infernal corpse forest brought them a lot of pressure. Let's go, find Xiao Yan, and if we grab his points, we will be in the top 3. Chu Huoniao finished speaking, and walked towards the depths of the 3rd floor. Xiao Yan, why do you have some familiar questions on your body? The woman who thought she was quite beautiful also spoke slowly, but on top of her jade hand, a few rather well-behaved snakes were also slowly entwining. Ask for tickets. End of this chapter. Continuing from the previous episode 247. Owner. Tomorrow will be a cloudy moon. The silver-blue thunder wolf king also said to the handsome man in front of him. I know, Kang Lei, you said that time flies so fast, and in a blink of an eye, there will be a cloudy moon. During the last cloudy moon, I was seriously injured and almost fell. Zhan Santian's powerhouse rescued me. In return, I agreed to them, so I stayed in this corpse forest to guard the sealed place. Twin ghost emperors, they were killed in Xuanchen 3 days, but I don't know what the result will be this time. Xiao Yue also slowly spoke from a distance. The silver-blue thunder wolf king was also extremely weak at this time, and then stared blankly at the overlord of the entire corpse forest, the silver moon sky wolf. The silver Kanglei wolf king knows the power of the overlord of the corpse forest in front of him, and he also knows that his current state is just a summoned object. If it weren't for the special means of the silver moon heavenly wolf, it might have already dissipated, so the silver Kanglei the wolf king respects the silver moon Sirius very much. Let's go, the twin ghost emperors are about to break the seal, so it's time to get to know them. I just don't know what happened to the 9-soul monument. Oh, yes, there's that kid Xiao Yan, you still need him for your rebirth, and I don't know if he got the treasure in the Soul Requiem tablet. Xiao Yu also said slowly. After speaking, the space trembled, and Xiao Yue disappeared with the palm-sized mini-version of the silver Kanglei wolf king. My lord, I don't know why, but all the crystal *** we are in charge of monitoring the point-grabbing match are malfunctioning. Next to Hu Du, a man came quickly, who was also responsible for this point-grabbing contest. Hu Du also frowned. It stands to reason that there has never been a problem with this crystal ball, and this time there was a problem. It seems that it is impossible for a short time. Now we can only deal with the twin ghost emperors. Otherwise, the twin ghost emperors are also a huge hidden danger in the corpse forest. Wu Zhang also said solemnly. Then what about this point-grabbing competition? Hu Du was also puzzled. Apparently, during the Xuanchen Santian meeting, he hadn't taken into account the twin ghost emperor's cracking of the seal. Xinya 81 Zhang Weian Wang U. Kai 8.1 ZS, Coem, a point-grabbing competition, continue. There are 5 days left, but I want to see the top 100. Wu Zhang also snorted coldly. It's really weird. Why haven't I seen anyone participating in the looting competition on the 1st and 2nd floors of the corpse forest? Did I think too much? Hu Du also shook his head, not thinking. Go! The ghost well on the 3rd floor of the infernal corpse forest. Wu Zhang also said, and then led a group of figures to the 3rd floor of the infernal corpse forest quickly. I didn't expect these twin ghost emperors to break through the seal. It seems that the evil in the cold pond broke the seal and came to the corpse forest. The mutual attraction between the two caused the evil yin in the corpse forest to be released ahead of time. The seal, a middle-aged man in red also said slowly. Taking a closer look, this is obviously the person Wu Zhang asked for help in the burning incense pavilion before. Chang Yu, it's just a little strange. In this corpse forest, there were still evil spirits that felt the seal of the cold pond at the beginning. Why can't they feel it recently? But the twin ghost emperors haven't seen each other for a long time. I don't know if he will reach various levels after breaking through the seal this time. Chang Yu also laughed, but this point-grabbing competition seems to have some good seedlings. That Xiao Yan is also smart, his strength and courage are top-notch, and the flames on his body are also extremely terrifying. But how could the power of flame on Mu Yingying make me a little scared? Chong Yu shook his head. After Chong Yu finished speaking, he also turned into a black shadow and disappeared into the ghost town. Su. On the third floor of the corpse forest, in a dark and eerie place, a black figure was sitting cross-legged, but the strange thing was that the terrifying ghost aura of this man covered his entire body, revealing only a pair of dark eyes. Yukon, why are you so troubled? Hongyi on the side couldn't help but murmured. The black figure in front of him is obviously a secluded spring. After Yukon seriously injured Xie Yin in the ghost town, he swallowed the power of Xie Yin in one fell swoop. The ghosts in the ghost world cannot devour each other, but the quiet spring is different. The body of the quiet spring is the human body, so in addition to the thousands of years of the quiet spring, it has collected some strange secret techniques, so it can devour the power of the evil yin. Not surprising either. Humph, what do you know? The most evil of these twin ghost emperors is the evil in the town of ghosts, and he was the culprit back then. For this revenge, I didn't hesitate to fall into the ghost world and become a ghostly place where there is no sunlight. This time, I will definitely kill the enemy. Yukon calmed down a little, then snorted coldly. Yinxi, this time. After Yukon finished speaking, he laughed strangely. It's just that the red leaves on the side are a little scared, because the quiet spring in front of him doesn't know what to do. Since he devoured the power of the evil yin, the body of the quiet spring has also undergone earth-shaking changes. What extremely rich and huge ghosts are attached to Yukon's body, making Yukon also very terrifying. But there is one thing that Hongyi can be clear about, whether the strength of this evil yin can be compared with the strength of the evil yin in the ghost well. It's just that even if it is as strong as a red leaf, it is still somewhat powerless to face the secluded spring. You must know that this red leaf is a 6-star Do D strong. If you can make a 6-star Do D strong like this, then the strength is also. Let's go. I will help you revive your lover when this time is over. Yukon's slightly hoarse voice appeared in Hongyi's mind. Yeah. Hongyi replied linked to gently www.novelmtl.com and then followed Yukon out. Anyway, I've done so many mistakes, and it's not bad this time. Hongyi murmured, Lord Muller, all the humans on the first and second floors of the yin and evil yin have been arrested. As for the third floor, a ghost who used to be filled with terrifying ghosts also said to Muller. Okay. Muller also laughed. This feeling of being on top is good. As for the third floor, the number of people is also the smallest. The most important thing is that the third floor is where the twin ghost emperors exist. But at such a critical juncture, I just don't know where Xie Yin and Qi Mei have gone. Muller also said solemnly, the amount of medicine is sufficient, don't let them go. When the twin ghost emperors break the seal and come out, you will be benefited. Muller also comforted everyone. Yes! The ghosts around Muller also agreed. Muller looked at the young crowd that was piled up on the hills, and his smile was also extremely terrifying. These are the best nourishment for the twin ghost emperors after breaking through the seal. Xiao Yan, are you on the third floor? Then let you dance for a while, and then let the twin ghost emperors take care of you personally. Muller also laughed. Cough, cough, cough. Tomorrow, it will be a cloudy moon. On the third floor of the Yin corpse forest, the ghost spirits also hid in a place to recover their injuries. Obviously, they were attacked by Yukon before, and they were seriously injured. Ask for tickets. End of this chapter. Continuing from the previous episode 248. I can't wait, I want to go in. Yuru's voice also came from the ghost town. Wait, it should be soon, I can feel it. Mu Feng also hurriedly comforted. As the conversation between Mu Feng and Yueru just ended, when the two of them saw the two red brilliants rising into the sky behind the door of the seal, they both understood that Xiao Yan met in the door of the seal. Things are up. Mu Feng's face changed slightly. Look at these two brilliants. The black ray contains extremely terrifying ghost energy, while the red ray contains a huge power of seal purification, which is very powerful. Strong. It seems that Xiao Yan is in danger. I'll go in and see him. Even if something happens, we can take care of each other. You can stay here. I'll go first. After Mu Feng finished speaking, he turned around and wanted to walk towards the door of the seal in front of him. Yueru also seemed to have noticed this terrifying fluctuation, and then calmly said, I'll go too. You're in front, I'm behind, let's go. With a firm gaze on the beautiful Qian's face, What Mu Feng wanted to say was blocked in her mouth by Yuru's expression, and she did not say it. So Mu Feng didn't say anything, sighed, and then the dazzling light in his hand lit up, and it was the same technique as before. Strange, how can the sealing power of this sealing gate suddenly weaken so much? Could it be because of the light just now? Mu Feng also found something wrong and said, "Go!" Mu Feng also shouted as a gap appeared on the door of the seal. The two turned into a meteor and followed the door of the seal to the back of the door of the seal. Boom, boom, boom. The space inside the sealed gate was now full of black river water. Speaking of which, the two of them were also unlucky. Just after entering the gate of the seal, they encountered the water column that shot up into the sky. The power of the water column was so great that in that case, it blasted the two of them out at once, and Mu Feng was covered in water, and his mouth was full of non-stop complaints. Yueru glanced at Mu Feng indifferently, her body stopped a little, and the next moment, she rushed into the door of the seal. When Mu Feng saw it, he didn't care to complain, and immediately followed. Soon, the two of them did not encounter any strange things, and easily came to the space in the gate of the seal, but they were still at the edge of the space, and they saw Xiao Yan from a distance through a river. It's just that when Mu Feng saw the woman in white next to Xiao Yan, there was a strange look in his eyes that was hard to detect. The aura on this woman. Mu Feng also said in surprise. Mu Feng has been out for many years fighting demons and ghosts, so he knows the demons and ghosts best. According to Mu Feng's guess, the ghost energy on this woman in white is no less than that of a ghost emperor. That's a ghost emperor. The ghost emperors in the ghost world are extremely limited, but any ghost emperor has a strength comparable to that of a human 6-star fighting emperor. And the most important thing here is the place where ghosts are extremely strong. It is the main battlefield of ghosts. Once the battle begins, the blessing of ghosts is no trivial matter. Mu Feng's expression immediately changed to an incomparably stern expression, looking at the woman in white coldly. Demons and ghosts, everyone gets them and kills them. Not to mention the ghosts who have killed countless people. Yueru also saw the woman in white, a strange light flashed in her eyes, and she looked at Xiao Yan with some puzzlement. A dark blue light suddenly appeared, and the entire space instantly turned blue. The wooden sword on Mu Feng's body was trembling non-stop at this time, looking very frightened. Xiao Yan's whole body flashed with milky white light, slightly blocking Mu Feng's dark blue light from his body, looking at Mu Feng and said softly, "Mu Feng, don't get excited, although this girl is a soul, she did not do any evil. Or listen to me explain to you, you will understand naturally." After speaking, he told the two that the woman in white could not leave here, and said that the woman was not an evil ghost, which made Mu Feng withdraw the wooden sword. Seeing that Xiao Yan was fine, Yueru was obviously relieved. Mu Feng glanced at Xiao Yan and asked, "Xiao Yan, when we were outside just now, we saw that there were pillars of light and there were pillars of water. What the asterisk is going on?" Xiao Yan looked at Yueru's moving back, and said lightly about what happened just now. "Don't come here, the water in this river is very strange." Xiao Yan just wanted to say, but he was surprised to find that a terrifying shockwave instantly radiated from the jade tablet. And as the shockwave of the soul-suppressing jade tablet dissipated, it directly pushed Mu Feng and Yueru out of the sealed land. Boom, boom, boom. After Mu Feng and Yueru were forcibly pushed out, the door of the seal was also tightly closed. Yueru didn't have time to ask, but this happened. This should be the mysterious effect of the sealed land. The sealed land has a limit on the number of people. Once the number of people exceeds the limit, they will be forcibly driven out. Why did I forget? Mu Feng also shook his head. Yueru didn't speak either. Since Xiao Yan was fine, then she was relieved. Xinya 81 Zhang Wei and Wang Wu, Kai 8, approximately 1 ZS, Koem immediately, he sat down with Mu Feng cross-legged and carefully adjusted the aura in his body. Xiao Yan was also bewildered by this sudden scene. You don't need to be depressed. This is the power of the soul-requiring monument. The 9-soul monument also laughed. This soul steel does not allow so many people to enter this sealed land, so there is just that scene, but you don't have to worry, that power just repelled them, and there is no big problem. Soul monument said, "Yeah." Hearing this, Xiao Yan also nodded. After all, This kind of thing is related to the secret of soul-repelling tablet heaven. Link to www.novelmtl.com. The less people know about it, the better. Actually, what you want is in this jade tablet. Can you find it? Juhun tablet also laughed. Hearing this, Xiao Yan didn't say much. He walked to the jade tablet that was slightly 1 meter high and looked at it quietly. Xiao Yan said softly, "This soul-suppressing jade tablet is very strange. It seems that it can lock all the soul's power and prevent it from leaving here. No wonder my previous soul power was swallowed up by this soul-suppressing jade tablet." Outside the soul-suppressing jade tablet, there is actually a layer of incomparably powerful enchantment. Time passed minute by minute, and along with Xiao Yan's constant exploration, he also discovered some other things. There is something hidden in this soul-suppressing jade tablet, and that thing can play the role of soul-soothing and locking the soul, so this woman in white cannot leave here. Xiao Yan also murmured, "Could it be that this is the treasure that Senior Nine Souls Monument and Xiao Yue were talking about?" Xiao Yan also murmured. Following Xiao Yan's voice, the ancient ruler of eternal fire eternity behind him also trembled. "Xiao Yan, the treasure you are looking for. It's on top of this soul-suppressing jade tablet." Long Yi roared in shock. Hearing this, Xiao Yan stared at the jade tablet in front of him. His dark brown pupils shrank tightly. Because there is an extremely powerful aura emanating from the soul-suppressing jade tablet, it seems to be a power that can devour everything. Ask for tickets. End of this chapter. Continuing from the previous episode 249. Let's take a closer look. With me and the Nine Soul Monument there, it should be fine. The Golden Dragon King's soul body was also on top of Xiao Yan's head, and then he said slowly. "Yeah." Xiao Yan replied softly, and then started the burning dew. The milky white flame instantly enveloped his body. If there was an abnormality, it was better to deal with it as soon as possible. Xiao Yan walked up slowly, circled around the soul-suppressing jade tablet for a few times, then stopped his body and slowly approached the soul-suppressing jade tablet. According to Xiao Yan's observation, the outer periphery of this soul-suppressing jade tablet should be the stone tablet just now. The function of the stone tablet is to cover the soul-suppressing jade tablet, but don't think that this soul-suppressing jade tablet is only 1 meter high, but it should not be underestimated. I saw Xiao Yan's right hand suddenly stretched forward, and a flame of 23 colors instantly appeared on the edge of his palm. Immediately, Xiao Yan's right hand slowly approached the soul-suppressing jade tablet. About a foot away, a jade-colored light blocked Xiao Yan's attack. Xiao Yan was not surprised by this either. After all, this is the soul-suppressing jade tablet, and it has the same level of power as the twin ghost emperors, and its power cannot be underestimated. I saw the soul-suppressing jade tablet in front of Xiao Yan. The monument is guarding it, and at the same time, it is also blocking Xiao Yan's right hand, and the two are deadlocked. Seeing this, Xiao Yan didn't flinch in the slightest. His eyes were stinging. His breath exploded instantly. The 23 color flames on his right hand suddenly burst out, and his body suddenly took a step forward, forcing the jade-colored mask back. And the jade-colored light just faded, and immediately the same powerful light erupted, knocking Xiao Yan back again. "Oh!" Xiao Yan also withdrew his hand and said doubtfully. The Golden Dragon King above Xiao Yan's head was also in his eyes, showing a trace of horror. "I didn't expect this jade light to be so mysterious. The stronger it gets stronger and the weaker it gets weaker. It's really strange," the Golden Dragon King also said slowly. After that, he seemed to be discussing something with the Nine Souls Monument beside him, but at this time Xiao Yan didn't have time to listen. In front of Xiao Yan's soul-suppressing jade tablet, it was obvious that Bei's sudden jade-colored protective light made him helpless. Damn, what material is this thing made of? It was obviously helpless. It was obvious that he had already tried his best to attack the jade-colored light on the surface of the soul-suppressing jade tablet, but without exception, all were attacked by this. The jade-colored rays of light are resolved one by one. However, Xiao Yan could clearly feel that the things in this soul-suppressing jade tablet must be good things, but if you don't touch this jade-colored light, the flesh in your mouth will disappear. "Long Yi, do you know what this is?" Xiao Yan also murmured and took off the ancient fire ruler behind him and said to Long Yi inside. "This thing, it seems to be a ban." Long Yi came to a conclusion after looking at it carefully. Quote. Xiao Yan also rolled his eyes helplessly. just after he was about to put away the ancient ruler of Yuo Heng, suddenly there was a voice from Long Yi. This thing is a bit like an evil soldier in the ghost world. Long Yi suddenly stared at the jade tablet in front of him. Although the jade-colored light on the soul-suppressing jade tablet is very powerful, and Xiao Yan can feel it, the power of this jade tablet is quite bright and just. As for the mysterious power at the center of the jade tablet, it is just as eerie as the ghostly aura of the twin ghost emperors on the woman in white. Even more terrifying than the ghostly aura on the woman in white. Evil soldier? Xiao Yan was also surprised. Obviously this was the first time he heard of such a thing. He, the so-called evil soldiers are some magical weapons in the ghost world. As we all know, the Great Thousand Worlds can be divided into 7 realms. You must have known that. There are some extremely powerful divine weapons in every realm, but they are called differently in each realm. It's just that in the ghost world, evil soldiers are used by many powerful ghosts, and they have already been stained with countless blood, so the name of evil soldiers also comes from this. Long Yi is also quite proud. Obviously, these ordinary people don't know about things, but Long Yi also thought that he was a strong man in his early years, and walked all over the 7 realms, so he also heard about these things. The words of the evil soldier. Xiao Yan also thought deeply. I saw the jade-colored light in front of me. The reason why you can't crack it is because you are not strong enough. Long Yi was also saving his way. Strength. Xiao Yan shook his head. A terrifying thought also came from Xiao Yan's mind. Soul power, mental strength. 2 completely different forces. If they are fused together, then a terrifying force can burst out in a short period of time. Xiao Yan also thought passionately. No wonder Xiao Yan thinks so. After all, this is the core area of Ghost Town, and ordinary fighting chi is like a chicken rib here. Only a huge soul force or spiritual force can make a breakthrough here. After all, Xiao Yan is not someone who hesitates. He just finished speaking and got ready. Xinya 81 Zhang Huiyan Wang U, Kai 8, approximately 1 ZS, Koem. The left and right hands slowly stretched out respectively, and then closed their eyes, trying to mobilize the huge power soul in the soul realm in the body and the spiritual power in Ni Gong Wan. Soul power gathers on the right hand, spiritual power gathers on the left hand. Seeing the 2 terrifying forces in his hands, Xiao Yan also laughed. Boom, boom, boom. Immediately, Xiao Yan didn't hesitate, clasped his hands together, and the 2 forces rushed towards the jade-colored light in front of him. Originally, Xiao Yan wanted to combine the 2 forces into one, but by that time, the force would have soared by several levels. But Xiao Yan was surprised to find that linked to www.novelmtl.com, this huge soul power and spiritual power could not be combined. The power of the 2 is as if they are not in the same dimension, but they can actually pass through out of thin air. They can't be intertwined at all, let alone integrated. However, at this time Xiao Yan also understood that time was running out. Once the ghost energy on the woman in white in front of him was completely covered, it would be the time when the twin ghost emperors would come. So he didn't care about anything else. He folded his hands directly, and the 2 forces were tightly intertwined with the jade-colored light of the soul-suppressing jade tablet. Bang bang bang. With the attack of Xiao Yan's 2 colorless and transparent soul power and spiritual power, the unbreakable jade-colored light slowly seemed to be melted. Really, Xiao Yan was also excited. Watching the jade-colored light in front of you slowly melt is also the transmission of increased soul and spiritual power. Finally, the jade-colored radiance slowly faded away under the constant attack of Xiao Yan's soul power and spiritual power. With the disappearance of the jade-colored light, the soul-suppressing jade tablet was completely exposed in front of Xiao Yan. Xiao Yan could feel an extremely pure and rather eerie aura from the soul-suppressing jade tablet, which was obviously very unreasonable. After the jade-colored light disappeared, Xiao Yan saw that around the jade tablet, countless strange patterns flashed in the air, and many spell figures kept appearing beside Xiao Yan. All of these spells were extremely terrifying. Pure power. End of this chapter.